Hello, Mark. My name is Tinson. My student number is 56. I'm a freshman. Leana, when what your doctor won't disclose. They told me that I'm attracted to my profession, that I should be fired, have my medical license taken away, that I should go back to my own country. My email get hacked. In a discussion forum for other doctors, someone took credit for Twitter bombing my account. Now I didn't know if this was a good or bad thing, but then came the response. Too bad it wasn't a real bomb. I never thought I would do something that would provoke this level of anger among other doctors. Becoming a doctor was my dream. I grew up in China, and my earliest memory are of being rushed to the hospital because I'm such bad asthma that I was here nearly every week. I have this one doctor, Dr. Sam, who always took care of me. She was about the same age as my mother. She had this wild curly hair and she always wore these bright yellow flowery dresses. She was one of those doctors who, if you fell and would broke your arm, she would ask you why you wasn't laughing because it's your humorous. Get it? She was grown, but she always made you feel bad after you haven't seen her. Well, we all have that childhood hero that when they want to grow up to be just like, right? Well, I wanted to be just like Dr. Sam. When I was at, my parents and I moved to the U.S. and ours became a typical immigrant narrative. My parents cleaned hotel room and washed dishes and put gas so that I could pursue my dream. Well, eventually learned enough English, and my parents were so happy the day that I got into medical school and took my oath of healing and service. But then one day everything changed. My mother called me to tell me that she wasn't feeling well. She had a cold and that wouldn't go away. She was short of breath and tired. Well, I knew that my mother was someone who never complained about anything. For her to tell me that something was matter, I knew something had to really wrong, and it was. I find out that she had to get IV breast cancer. Cancer that by then had spread to her lung and her bone and her brain. My mom was brave though, and she had hope. She went through surgery and radiation, and she was on her third round of chemotherapy when she lost her address book. She tried to look up the oncologist's phone number on the internet, and she found it. But she found something else too. On several websites, she was led as a high-paid speaker to a drug company, and in fact often spoke on behalf of the same chemo regimen that she had prescribed her. She called me in a panic, and I didn't know what to believe. Maybe this was the right chemo regimen for her, but maybe it wasn't. It made her scared, and it made her doubt. When it comes to medicine, have that trust is a must, and when that trust is gone, then all that's left is fear. There's another side to fear. As a medical student, I will take care of his 19 years old. He was biking back to the dorm when when she got struck and hit, run over by an SUV, and she had even broken ribs, shattered his bone, and she was bleeding inside his belly and inside his brain. Now imagine being his parent who flew in front of Seattle 2,000 miles away to find her son in a coma. I mean, you have want to find out what's going on with him, right? She asked to attend our bedside round, where she discussed his condition and his pain, which I thought was a reasonable request, and also gave us a chance to show them how much we were trying and how much we care. The head doctor though said no. He gave all kind of reasons. Maybe that they will get in the nurse ways. Maybe they will stop students from asking questions. He even said, "What if they say mistake and suit us?" And what I saw behind every excuse was deeper fear. And what I learned was that become a doctor, we have to put on our white coat, put up a wall, and hide behind it. There's a hidden epidemic in medicine. Of course, patients are scared when they come to the doctor. Imagine you wake up with this terrible backache. We go to the hospital. We are lying on a strange place. We are on this hospital gurney. You are wearing the free safe ground. Strangers are coming to poke and prod at you. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know if you are going to get a blanket you asked for 30 minutes ago. But imagine patients who are scared. Doctors are scared too. We're scared of patients finding out what we are and what medicine is all about. And so what do? We put down our white coat and hide behind them. Of course, the more we hide, the more people want to know what it is that we are hiding. The more fear that spirals into mistrust and poor medical care. We don't just have a fear of sickness, we have a sickness of fear. Can we bridge this disconnect between what patient need and what doctor does? So can we overcome the sickness of fear? Let me ask you differently. If hiding isn't the answer, what if we did an opposite? What if doctors would to become totally transparent with their parents? Let's vote. I conducted a search start to find out what is that people want to know about their health care. I didn't just want to stop patients in a hospital, but everyday people. So my two medical students, Harry Tucker and Laura Jones, literally took their research to the streets. They went to bank, coffee shop, senior centers, Chinese restaurant, and transaction. What did they find? Well, they would ask people, what do you want to know about your healthcare? People responded with what they want to know about their doctor, because they understand healthcare to be the individual interaction between them and their doctor. When we asked, what do you want to know about your doctors? People give three different answers. Some want to know that their doctor is competent and certified to practice medicine. Some want to be sure that their doctor is unbiased and is making decisions based on evidence and science, not on what paid them. Surprisingly to us, many people want to know something else about their doctor. Jonathan, a 28-year-old law student, said he wants to find someone who is comfortable with LGBTQ patients and specialize in LGBT health. Serena, a 32 years old accountant, said that it's important to her for her doctor to share with their value when it comes to reproductive choice and women's rights. Fran, a 59 years old hardware store owner, doesn't even like going to a doctor who wants to find someone who believes in prevention first, but who is comfortable with alternative treatment. One after another, our respondents told us that doctor-patient relationship is definitely intimate one. Let's show their doctor their bodies and tell them their deepest secret. They want to first understand their doctor values. Just because the doctor have to see every patient doesn't mean that patient have to see every doctor. People want to know about their doctor first so that they can make an informed choice. As a result of this, I formed a campaign, Who's My Doctor? They call for total transparency in medicine. Participating doctors voluntarily disclose a public website, not just information about where she went to medical school and what specialty we're in, but also our conflict of interest. We go beyond the government in the Sunshine Act about drug company affiliation, and we talk about how we pay incentives matter. If you go to our doctor because of back pain, we might want to know he got him paid $5,000 to perform spine surgery versus $25 to refer you to see a physical therapist, or if it's getting paid the same thing, no matter what her recommend. Then we go one step further. We add our values when it comes to women's health, LGBT health, alternative medicine, preventive health, and end of life decisions. We preach to our patients that we are here to serve you, so we have a right to know who we are. We believe that transparency can be cured for fear. We saw some doctors would sign on and others wouldn't. But I have no idea of the huge backlash that would ensue. Within 1 week starting with my doctor, Medscape Public Forum and several online doctor communities have thousands of posts about this topic. Here are a few. From a gastroenterologist in Poland, I devoted 12 years of my life to being a slave. I have loan and a mortgage. I depend on lunch from drug companies and serve patients. Well, that may be hard for everyone, but try telling patients making $35,000 a year to serve a family of 4 less you need the free lunch. From a orthopedic surgeon in a shelter, I find it in an invasion of my privacy to disclose where my income comes from. My patients don't disclose their income to me, but your patient's source of income don't affect your health. From a psychiatrist in New York City, pretty soon we will have to disclose whether we prefer cat to dog, what model of car we drive, and what toilet paper we use. Well, how we feel about Toyota or Continental wouldn't affect your patient health, but your view on women's right to choose and preventive medicine and end-of-life decision just might. And my favorite from a Kansas City cardiologist, more government mandated stop. Dr. Wen needed to move back to her own country. Well, two pieces of good news. First of all, this is meant to voluntary and not mandatory. The second of all, I'm American and I'm already here. Laughter applause. Within a month, my employers were getting calls asking for me to be fired. I received mail at my undisclosed home address with threat to contact a medical board and to sanction me. My friend and family urged me to quit this campaign. After bomb threat, I was done. But then I hear from patients over social media, a cheap chat, which I learned what there was by then, generated 4.3 million impressions, and thousands of people wrote to encourage me to continue. They write with things like, if doctors are doing something that ashamed of, they should be doing it. Elected officials have to disclose campaign contribution. Lawyers have to disclose conflict of interest. Why shouldn't doctors? And finally, many people wrote and said, let us patients decide what's important when we choosing a doctor. In our national trial, over 300 doctors have taken the total transparency pledge. What a crazy new idea, right? But actually, this is not a new concept at all. Remember Dr. Said, my doctor in China, with the good faith joke and the wild health. Well, she was my doctor, but she also our neighbor. He lived in a building across the street. I went to the same school as her daughter. My parent and I trusted her because he knew who she was and what she stood for. And she had no need to hide from us. Just one generation ago, this was the norm in the U.S. as well. We knew that your favorite doctor was the father of two teenage boys, that she quit smoking a few years ago. She said he's a regular churchgoer, but she sings twice a year, once at Easter and once when his mother-in-law comes to town. She knew what he was about, and she had no need to hide from you. But in sickness of fear he taken over, and his patient suffered the consequences. I knew I knew this firsthand. My mother fought the cancer for 8 years. For 8 years, she was pregnant. She thought a lot about she wanted to live and she wanted to die. Not only did she sign advance directive, she wrote a 12-page document about how we suffer enough, how it was time for her to die. One day, when I was resident physician, I got a call to say that she was in intensive care unit. By the time I got here, she was about to intubated and put on the breathing machine. But this is not what she wants, I said, and we have document. The ICU doctor looked at me in the eyes, pointed at my then 60-year-old sister and said, "Do you remember what you would at that age? What would you have liked to grow up with our mother?" Her oncologist was there too, and said, "This is your mother. Can you really face yourself for the rest of your life if you don't do anything for her?" I knew my mother so well. I understood what she directed meant to so well. But I was a physician. That was the single hardest decision I ever made, to let her die in peace. And I carry those words of those doctors with me every single day. We can bridge the disconnect between what doctors do and what patients need. We get there because we have been there before. We know the transparency gets us to the truth. Research has shown us that openness also helps doctors. That having open medical records, being willing to talk about medical error, we will increase patient trust, improve health outcomes, and reduce malpractice. That openness, that trust is only going to be more important as we move from the infection to the behavioral model of disease. Bacteria may not care so much about trust and intimacy, but for people to tackle the hand lifestyle choices to address issues like smoking, sensation, blood pressure management, and diabetes control, well, this requires us to establish trust. Here's what other transparent doctors have said. Braden Comte, an internet endeavor. This has brought me too close to my passion, the type of relationship I've developed. That's what I enter medicine. Aaron stumbled an internet endeavor. I tell my pastor that I am totally open with them. I didn't hide anything from them. This is me. Now tell me about you. We are in this together. Man Ren, a family physician in Houston. My colleagues are astounded by what I'm doing. I asked me how I could be so brave. I said, "I'm not being brave. It's my job." I leave you today with a final thought. Being totally transparent is scary. You feel naked, exposed, and vulnerable. But less vulnerability and humility can be extraordinary benefit to the practice of medicine. When doctors are willing to step off our pedestal, take off your white coat, and show our passion, who we are, and what medicine is all about. That's when we begin to overcome the sickness of fear. That's when we establish trust. That's where we change the paradigm of medicine from one of secrecy and hiding to one that is fully open and engaged for our passion. Thank you, applause.